Maybe I should have prepared this a little better instead of just sitting here thinking about my answers and winging it. This is too much information to be sharing with the internet. Probably. Hi everyone, I'm Brea and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do the Booktube Newbie Tag because obviously this is the first video on my channel, so I just want you guys to get to know me a little bit, and I would love to get to know you guys as well. I think these tags are so much fun, and you kind of get just like a general sense of what everybody's channel is going to be about and the personality, so I'm excited for you guys to get to know me. So before we get into the tag, I just want to share some general facts about myself. I'm 26 and I live in New York City, Harlem to be specific. I do have a roommate, we share a wall, so if I'm ever like whispering in a video, it's not because I'm that soft-spoken, but it's because I'm trying to make this less awkward for the both of us that live here. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It's awkward because those were the only general facts that I really wanted to give. So yeah, we'll just move on into the tag. Question number 1. Why did I start this channel? Because I love books and I love reading and I kind of love talking, which is weird because I'm like half and half introvert and extrovert, so, but I just feel like I have a Bookstagram, but it's hard to really engage with people and really talk to people about my opinions and things in a short little caption, because I know for me, I don't always click on read more because we're lazy and Instagram is just one of those things that you scroll on. Yeah, so I'm just really excited to be part of the community and just talk about my opinions on books and what I'm reading and just kind of like my background and history on like what I'm reading and where I'd love to see both the booktube community go and literature go in general. So that's why I started the channel. Question number 2. What are some fun and unique things that you can bring to booktube? Honestly, I just think myself. I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of channels and things already out there, so it's like not really sure what could be unique other than my perspective. I think everybody has a unique perspective on every book they read, because not everybody takes the same things or kind of pulls the same themes from books or feels a connection to a book like everybody else, especially being a woman of color. Some of these things I read aren't necessarily geared towards me or for me, or I might just have a different opinion. I do want to do some like fun and interactive videos, hopefully bring some things that people haven't seen before, or just putting a twist on things that are already out there. Yeah, because I just want everybody to have a good time while they're here, hopefully have some smiles on their faces, or, you know, agree with me on opinions or varying opinions. Like, let's argue. I don't care. Like, you know, that's why we're here, is to kind of expand our minds and to hear other people's opinions on things and people's point of views. And so yeah, like if you agree with me, you know, on certain things, let me know. If you disagree, also let me know, because I also want to hear that, because it might be a way I've never thought of something before. Question number 3. What are you most excited for about this channel? I would say I'm most excited just to meet new people and have new friends. I'm already part of the Bookstagram community, and I feel like I've already made so many friends both in New York and in other places just from that. So I could just imagine what it's like here on Booktube. I mean, I have friends in real life too, but it's also different just to have a set of friends that it's just meant for like talking about books, because I know that I'm sure I can get annoying to some people when I'm just like, or you're just like, we really want to tell someone something about a book, and then I have good friends, so they'll listen, but then they're like at the end, they're like, that's nice, and then we'll try to move on from the conversation. So just having friends like in a specific community is always nice. Question 4. Why do I love reading? So I feel like I've always loved reading, and I know a lot of people say like the escapism, which is obviously one of the biggest parts, but I also think just to get just to kind of open up my mind a little bit and, You know, I also love to travel, and I feel like reading a book is a way to travel to another place, another time, without physically going there. Obviously, some of these places don't even exist, but you wish they did. And then there's some books you just want to get into other people's minds, and I feel like the best way to do that is by reading a book that they wrote. You can talk to people about what they're thinking and how they view the world, and that's one thing, but to kind of put out your feelings on paper and create these characters, whether they're real or not, or they're based on someone real or not, it's just one of those things. Like, you kind of like, you know, when people ask you like what could be your favorite superpower, like I wouldn't want to read anybody's minds because but like having a kind of a piece of that, I think, is just great. So yeah. And number 5, what book or series got me into reading? So if you know me in real life, you're probably going to expect me to say Harry Potter, because everybody knows I'm obsessed and in love with Harry Potter. However, growing up, my mom did not let me read Harry Potter because she wanted me to think magic was real. I grew up in a religious household, so those things, like when you grow up, people, or like my mom just wanted me to make sure I had like a sense and base of reality, I guess. So I wasn't allowed to read Harry Potter until I got up to a certain age, but I was still a big reader previous to that. So the couple of books and series that really I remember reading as I was younger was, first one was Junie B. Jones. Like, B stands for that. I love Junie B. Like, she low-key had an attitude in everything she did, you know, and sometimes I wish I could have that attitude, but like also I didn't want to get in trouble at school or with my parents having that attitude. And I did feel like she just got into a whole bunch of hoodwinks and shenanigans she was in elementary school, right? Like, loved her, loved all the books. Other series that I loved was the series of Unfortunate Events. And it's funny to think about because I just said that my mom didn't let me read Harry Potter because she wanted me to base it in reality and like whatever. But it's like funny to think about, she like let me read series of Unfortunate Events only because it's like this man trying to kill orphans for their money. You know, whatever. But love those books. I was just thinking about, even now, like, you know, sci-fi and fantasy books, that thing of like always in the back of your head, like, what would I do if I was in these situations? And so, I mean, I would have been dead if I was in series of Fortunate Events. And then another one of my favorite from childhood was Holes, which I think I reread a couple years ago, and it like still stands up, still love it, still love the movie. So yeah, those are really books that like are a series that I remember getting into like before I really got into Harry Potter, because I didn't start reading that until I was about 13-ish. And like I said, I'm only 26, so really those books started to come out way, I think, before I was even born, or I was very young, and I wasn't going to read those anyways. Question number 6 is, what questions would I ask my favorite booktubers? I'm thinking of a specific booktuber that I really love, and I watch every single video she puts out, and that is Books and Lala. Love the way that she just sits down and has just like a normal conversation with you. Things don't really seem scripted and all this kind of stuff, but I feel like she has some of the most unique ideas for her booktube. Like, she does all these experiments and things like that. So my question for her would be like, how does she come up with new ideas? Like, I love a good TBR or a good wrap up just as much as anybody else, but I do like those other videos where I can really, you know, just like a wonder, a what if type of thing, you know. So I just really love her videos, and I just want to know how she comes up with her ideas. I feel like I probably should come up with a better question than that for people that I watch on BookTube, but I don't. That's it. I'm sorry. Question number 7. What challenges do you think starting a BookTube channel be the hardest to overcome? So I think one for me is gonna be being consistent and finding the time to like film the videos. I think I always have I think I have some good ideas. I think it's just working with my schedule, because I do work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, and then I live in New York, so I do have some type of a social life. So making sure I just finding that time and really prioritizing when I want to film videos. And then editing, nobody likes editing. Ultimately, my biggest challenge is going to be the follow through and the continuation of putting out videos and making sure that I'm challenging myself to put out new ideas and not just do like the same videos over and over again. Question 8 is, when did I start reading? So I started reading when I was about 5. Like whenever you actually start to read is when I actually started probably reading books. Granted, they weren't like chapter books or anything, but so my mom is an elementary school teacher, and she was even when I was in elementary school. So she always kind of pushed us to making sure that we're like reading all the time. So I always had some type of book with me. Question number 9. Where do I read? So I commute from home to work, and that's about 30 minutes each way. So I always try to read on that commute. Sometimes people are annoying on the subway and I'm just not in the mood, or I just want to have some me time with a bajillion people around me while I'm on the way to work, so I won't read. But I do try to get a lot of reading done then, and then usually I'll be in a mood to like read a little bit once I get home from work. So I usually read for like maybe an hour when I get home from work, and it's usually right here on my bed. Question number 10 is, what type of books do I like to read? I don't understand why this wasn't one of the first questions, because you guys be going this like, I love her, and then you find out that I read like educational books for fun. I don't know. So I feel like as I get older, my reading has kind of expanded, like what I read is expanded. But I still say mostly I read sci-fi and fantasy. You'll see a lot of sci-fi and fantasy on here. You'll see a lot of contemporary on here. But you also see sprinkling of other things because, you know, I'm getting older, I'm not getting younger. So I need to expand. And, you know, everybody always thinks that they're well-read, and you can't really be a really well-read person unless you're reading a span of books, you know, things that kind of touch on different topics. So, yeah. If you've made it to the end of this video, I feel like are going to be besties. Or if you just made it to the end of this video because you just want to see me crash and burn, also, that's fine. I'm glad that you're here still. But thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for coming to my channel. And I really hope to see you again. Please subscribe, comment, please like, all those things that people tell you to do at the end of BookTube or regular YouTube videos. Do those things. If you don't want to do those things, that's also fine. But I'd love for you to do those. Okay, bye!